Welcome to the station of decapitation with Touch Your Head. I'm Nasty Neil, and I'm joined by Phil Healy. Welcome back.
Hello.
And Ben Swicker. It's good to meet you.
Hey.
Yes. We're here to talk about Let's Not Meet, a true horror streaming series. Is it Let's Not Meet or is it Let's Never Meet?
The
Ben can feel down.
The podcast is actually called Let's Not Meet, a true horror podcast, and we changed it slightly to Let's Never Meet is going to be the name of the series.
What was the reasoning behind that? Just to
we wanted to like kind of make it our own thing, but also keep it so it's within that realm of the podcast, so people will know what it is, but also make it kind of our own thing.
Yeah. Before we go too far, I guess we should ask, for people not aware, can you give us an idea what the podcast is about?
Yeah, so the podcast is about it's little true horror snippets of people's lives. You know, like if you think of like the craziest thing or scariest thing that's ever happened to you, you write that in an email. You send it over to Andrew Tate, who is the creator and host of the podcast, and he reads your creepy story on the air, and they're all true. And we decided to take some of the best ones and turn them into mini movies, so to speak.
The ones people wouldn't mind us taking.
Right, yeah. You're not just going to take them.
Yeah.
No.
Not
the ones that are, no. We asked permission for the ones, that we like, and then.
Yeah, and you couldn't see it off screen, but Ben was doing the quotes for permission. In sense, like we got some of the signs, but we definitely muscled a lot of people. So I mean, it's old Hollywood style.
Right.
Give us your stories.
Yeah. Is that your connection? You're the muscle, Phil?
No, well, I'm the schemer. I'm not the actual muscle. I'm the one behind the let's get that big guy to do it. But no, Ben is running guns right now. For whom I don't know, but I know that's partly what his gig is.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
No, we can't.
Hopefully we catch them that on video, if anything.
Well, the Pepsi Corporation will not be happy. Oh, well, there I go.
Uh-oh.
Well, they need their sugar.
Exactly. So for them, you said mini movies, so like episodes?
Yeah, like shorts.
Like shorts. We like to, like cinematic recreations sort of thing, like we're gonna do probably like 3 to 5 little shorts for each episode.
How long would you like?
From the dark side.
Yeah, no, that's the kind of stuff I like. Usually series now, almost all of them, are one giant story arc that goes on forever. And I like shows where you can just watch one and you're done with it. You don't have to follow it for 10 years. Yep,
that's what this is going to be. Each one's going to be its own story, its own uniqueness. There's not going to be any connection to anything else.
Are you live action or animated or?
We're gonna do live action, but if the show gets picked up and we get actual money for it, then the sky's the limit. We can do, we could do an animated one. We can do all sorts of different variations and styles of story. I think that's kind of my goal, to get all sorts of different directors, all sorts of different styles.
I'd love to do a live studio audience type of like Full House version of it, where it's just kind of like
we could do that.
The 3 cameras or whatever.
Yeah, laugh track going. I like that.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of them would be even eerier with it.
Starring Jaleel White.
Yeah.
Did I do that? Yeah, exactly.
You certainly did, Jaleel. You certainly did.
But,
I'm sure he would love to reprise that.
I'm sure we'd love. Yeah, in a heartbeat. We'd love to have him.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the Indiegogo campaign. So you're about 10% of the way there. I hate to be I don't like to bring up bad stuff, but let's say you don't get there. Are you still going to make the pilot?
Oh, we're still making something.
Well, the good thing about this is versus other if you're trying to make a movie with an Indiegogo and you don't reach your goal, it's like you can't just shoot a little bit of the movie. It won't make any sense. So it's like you're kind of screwed that way. But with this, it's like no matter what we raise, we can probably still shoot, at least one story we won't have enough to shoot all the stories we want to shoot, but we'll be able to shoot maybe one or two depending on what we raise.
Mhm.
So there'll still be something.
So the podcast itself started 5 years ago. Were both of you involved, like in the podcast?
No,
when
it
started, or-
it actually started 8 years ago, right?
Oh.
I think it was 8. Ben,
Yeah,
was
I
it
think-
8? And it's on
I
like
believe
season
so.
8 now.
He's on season 8. I'm not sure if it goes through each
Oh, if
year.
it goes
but-
by year. Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
but
And we weren't involved in that,
No.
but Ben got involved with, like, I think a year ago. He started talking,
Yeah,
or
it
this
was-
past year.
It was probably about a little less than a year ago. I really liked the podcast a lot. I thought it was really interesting, and I thought that it would make a cool, like, unsolved mysteries kind of show. And so I just contacted the guy, Andrew Tate. I just emailed him, and I pitched him like the idea to do a show, and he loved the idea, and he said, how can I be involved, and let's figure this out. And that's how we've been working on it with him.
Is each story a certain amount of time, or does it really depend on how long the story itself is?
It all depends, like some of them are shorter than others, and some are really long. Some are unfilmable, like they take place over a span of like years and years with all different settings. It just, like we're not going to be able to translate some to the screen. But we're trying to keep it in, the 5 to 7 minute range or so, 5 to 10 minutes per short.
By the way, I love the games up here. I don't know if Phil knows this, but I'm a big board game fan. So I'm
I did not know that, actually.
board games that
Yeah.
are popping up. Yeah, we get Torpedo. I
Yeah.
have the Thing
Torpedo.
board game down here.
Oh, which I didn't know Torpedo was like not to bring things down, but I guess it was not I don't know if it's the same company as Battleship, like Milton Bradley. I don't know if it was an offshoot of Battleship or just like their knockoff of their own title, but it's like
Mhm.
Torpedo, it's just Battleship up front. It's like, just so you
Yeah.
don't forget.
Not Battleship.
Not Battleship, but Battleship.
Yeah.
Right there.
That would be cool if it was a board game that says not Battleship. Not Monopoly.
Yeah, exactly. The way that like the little Monopoly guy just winking, or it's like a woman this time. She's like,
Exactly.
Friendly competition, not Monopoly.
yeah.
Do you know the origin of the name Let's Not Meet? Because I always like names that are interesting and not, very.
Yeah, the origin, I believe, of the name Let's Not Meet is actually from a Reddit. I think it's a subreddit. And that's where I believe he got his first couple episodes of stories from. I think he would email the writers from there and ask if he could read them on the podcast. And then eventually it just morphed into them just submitting it directly to him and not the Reddit.
I like that. It's kind of like the creepypasta, only those that were
Right.
made up and these
Yep.
are real. And I always think that kind of thing's kind of our modern day like myths and people sitting around the campfire telling stories.
Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
kind of what I want to go for with this. I want it to like be like, you're watching, campfire legends and stuff like that, And I want to recreate them as true to the original story as possible. Obviously, you have to like kind of change it up a little tiny bit just to make it fit the screen. But other than that, like, we're not changing anything drastically. We want to keep it true to like what actually happened to these people and honor the close encounter that these people had with these stories.
What's your background in like filmmaking, Ben?
Well, I went to film school. That's where I met Phil and Adam, our cinematographer. We always made stuff, in school. And then it was about 10 years ago, we decided to make a fake horror trailer for an 80s slasher movie. We called that Shook. And we shot this trailer and pitched that around. And, it's made the rounds with festivals and stuff and got some good buzz. And that's still kind of floating around that we're trying to, someday get that made into a feature. And then we made a couple shorts together. We made The Dissolving Man and ASL. And those got some good, buzz with festivals, and we played all over the world and stuff. And, it's just like any kind of rat race. We've always just been trying to get stuff made and, you know, get it so we can actually do something without spending our own dough on it. and,
Right.
And get it so we can actually do something really cool. And I think this project is something that will appeal to, you know, he has a huge fan base, and I think it's something that's going to appeal to the fans, and we're going to try to, you know, keep it within his fan base, like something that they would expect, you know, like from him, because they love his show so much that we want to honor that, you know.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of short films, but you know, after they run the festival, there's more platforms for them today than there used to be. It used to be kind of they were on the festival and either they just disappeared or maybe people put them on their YouTube page. But I think the series is a good, you know, idea because that they're all in one place. Then, you know, if you made a bunch of short films off off these stories.
Exactly.
And and you can actually still, sorry to cut in, Ben, but you can actually see ASL on Good Dale Films Vimeo page. You can see ASL. Just check out the Good Dale Films at GOODALE Films on Vimeo, and you'll be able to see that and Shook. And the actual video for the Indiegogo campaign for Let's Never Meet.
Yeah, and I'll put the link here for Let's Not Meet.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And ASL is great.
Thank you so much. You can put our Twitter page, our profiles at Good Dale Film. If you want to throw that up there too. I'm trying to get a bunch of people to follow us and share the retweet the Indiegogo link. You know, like anything, it's really hard to, you know, it's not, the world is, everybody's broke. So, you know, we get it. And we're just trying our best to get as much as we can so we can make the show as good as we can. We don't want to produce a crappy product.
No, and we're trying to bleed that rock over and over. We're trying to just get the blood from that stone.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So, American public, we blame you. And thank you.
Yeah,
you can blame an equal part blame, equal blame. Thanks.
Yeah.
So, how about some of the perks here? Can you go over some of those?
Yeah,
yeah, sure. There's some great ones
Phil,
up there.
You want to take that, Phil?
No, but I will. We will. So what we're doing, we have actually some of the top tier ones that are always like we threw out there, like which sucker is going to get this, but it's and they're really great. There's I think we have 5 executive producer ones and associate producer ones. So those are I think the executive producers like $5,000 and associate I think it's 2,500 or 2,000. We have a bunch of. We still have, I think, 3 left of naming a character for 125.
I just saw that. I like that idea. I've actually not seen that before. I think that's a fun. You could do a lot of fun things with. They could have like in jokes or your friends.
Yeah.
Could, hey, like that. Yeah.
No, that's a great one.
What's good about that is, we don't really want to use anyone's real name because these stories were true. So it makes sense to, have fictional names. In this, so if we name a character after you, then it's all good. We can just make the main character your name.
Yeah, and cat or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like Mr. Pebbles, if you want to have him be the murderer.
It gives a whole new vibe to the.
It does a whole new dimension to the story. But no, there's that. There's also one of my favorite ones is Andrew does all the music for his podcast, and it's really great. Like 80s synth wave kind of. I know people think that you're like, oh, that's beaten to death, but he does an amazing job with it. Listen to his podcast on Let's Not Meet. There's a perk for getting pretty much all the music of his music for the show, the score for the show, and for everything that he's used for Let's Not Meet. So there's a combo. You can either get all the music for the show we're going to use for Let's Never Meet, or you can get just the stuff that's used for Let's Not Meet. Or you can do the combo for, I think, for 35 for everything. Or it might be 35 or 50. I forget. We'll check it out. But the music's great, and it's a good deal.
Yeah. It's very synthy. It's very John Carpenter. It's good mood music for he's going to write some really great stuff for the show. So.
And you said your plan was, sorry. What were you going to say, Phil?
No, go ahead. No,
nothing. I was going to say about the idea of different directors and, each one could give their own style. So Do you have any directors in mind? Would they be like local directors? When I say local, I mean like New England area.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah, we know a few really talented guys and gals.
What did you say?
Guys and gals, but he's going very. He's
I think
being,
he's
getting very computerized here.
yeah, he is. He's been swallowed up.
This is one of the stories. He's taken over by AI.
That's right. Well, I will say,
we'd love to have Pilot get more opportunity to make more episodes. Then absolutely.
Yeah, I would say there are a bunch of like people that in the New England area and beyond that we've worked with, and you, Neil, would probably know too, from the underground scene in Boston and New England and beyond. There's a whole bunch from around the globe that I've met through the film festival circuit, and it just we're looking forward to bringing them on. Like Ben says, if we get more episodes done, and it's also like, you know, we always love giving jobs to people of all ilks. And just like, it's one of those things like, yeah, you know, this is the thing where we get a chance to really give anyone a job. And it's like one of the things where we want to bring people in who wouldn't necessarily get work before, or would give someone a shot. And that's the thing too. We weren't really given, we're not, you know, not a lot of people are given a shot often. And when sometimes it just happened to be like just their bud. So we want to give people we know and respect, whether we know them fully or not, give them a shot. Like give, you know, for like animation, there's a whole bunch of people. There's someone who was in the Boston area, now is in Georgia, Carly Lieberman. She's amazing. She's hilarious. And there's a bunch of people from the Weird Local Film Fest in Boston, from Buff, and all around that we'd love to just throw stuff at them. And even like on, you know, the West Coast, throw something at. I mean, it opens up a lot of opportunities for us to work with each other and to put a lot of stuff under our belt too. So we're excited.
Yeah. That's always a great part about the film festivals in general, though. You get to see a lot of other people's work that you might not see otherwise. And then, you know, you can peek out their other stuff, and they also get opportunities to work on other things.
Yeah, and you get to get drunk with them and hang out and just, or just like eat with them and just like be like jerks. It's awesome.
Right. Sing karaoke. I did not get to sing karaoke at the last Buff, unfortunately.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, yeah, that's right. You weren't. That was like one of the first nights too. That was like the second night or something.
Yeah, I wasn't there, unfortunately, as much as I would like to be, but hopefully next year.
I think, things will get crazier.
Yeah. I did find out. I have no problem people drink. I don't drink anymore, but sober karaoke is not as good. That is the one downfall of not drinking.
Oh, I usually don't drink that much when I karaoke.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. Yeah.
No, but that's what people tell me all the time, and I always get confused because I have no shame. But they need to unlock it with alcohol, which is fine. Like I just have a mental switch.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's a
my
psychological twist on it.
Well, yeah, my threshold for shame is low.
Yeah, I just remember I did the same song 2 years back to back. The first year I was very intoxicated. Everyone loved it. And I thought it was great. The next year I was very sober and everyone thought it was great. And I thought it was horrible. So I thought, I see the difference here. So,
yeah.
But it's a good time either way. It's a good time.
Oh, it's great. No one cares. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves just hanging out and belting those songs.
Yeah, I'm really just being a fool here. But
aren't we all new? Aren't we all?
Right. So Indiegogo, we'll have that up. Indiegogo does have, it's hard to say the website, but we'll, you know, because it's like -- / blah, blah, blah. But,
and if you go to Let's Not Meet podcast page, there's a tab up at the top, or there's the words TV show. And if you click that, it'll bring you right to the campaign. There's
a very shorter link. I think it's Let's Not Meet TV.
I think so. Yeah.
I can send you that link too. That's a very.
There's a bunch,
link.
But they can just go to the podcast website and you'll find it at the top of the page for TV show. Right. Just go to that link, and you'll get right to it. If you can't find it on Indiegogo.
Once you get the pilot made, you said you have some people interested. I'm not asking you to name who, but so the idea would to have it all like on a streaming site.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
A streaming service, and Andrew has been. He's going through some stuff trying to see if he's going to keep his podcast in the same place. So you know, we have suitors from other places, from ASL and other things that we've done in the past. So we have connection with that. They're like, hey, they pretty much said to us, bring us a pilot and we'll shop and we'll get it to these places. So I mean, it's only like the biggest thing, it's a catch-22 with any of this, as you probably heard or talked to people about, like, make the thing and it'll happen. It's like, all right, great. How do I make the thing? Get the other people to help you make the thing. All right, how do we get that? Well, you got to make the thing first. It's like, well, wait, what? And so as soon as we get the help that we need from this campaign and we make something, we'll be able to go out there and get the process going.
Yeah,
So
I
we're
haven't
excited.
given advice that series is a smart way to go because a lot of the streaming sites need content, and that's obviously more content than one feature film or one short.
That's true.
And I like the whole idea, and I think that's another thing, because there are so many things out there. If you have like a unique idea, it stands out more.
Agreed. And the thing that's crazy about this, it's a true horror. So like Ben was saying earlier, that the weirdest and scariest thing that's happened to you is just you put it out there. And one of the stories, not to give too much away, but there's a legit story with Ted Bundy in it.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it's kind of nuts, and it's kind of like a weird like just think about all the weird people people who narrowly escaped, like a Bundy or a John Wayne Gacy or something. And just imagine that, like, that story just being told, and how crazy is that too? Just they're like, oh yeah, this happened to me. It's like, well, what?
Yeah. Do either of you ever sent in a story to Let's Not Meet?
I have.
You did?
Yes, I did. But he didn't read it.
Yeah, he said he'd never read it.
Yeah,
you're saving it for the series.
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
Didn't read it yet, but yeah, it could be something I could put on the series for sure.
It's called parenting. The
Yeah.
horrors of.
It's called the Day I Met Phil Healy.
Yeah. The globs of sweat falling.
I narrowly escaped Phil Healy.
Yeah, exactly. Want to hang out in my base?
Want to play some torpedo? But
yeah, exactly. It's not Battleship. Yeah.
I actually have a Battleship on my phone because I'm very cool.
Oh, how's that work?
It's just an app. It's fun.
Yeah. Do you connect with people online and you just go back?
Yeah, you play random people online and play Battleship.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. The only thing is you gotta relearn the game, because they don't just have like the regular missiles. You have ones that like shoot out. So it does change how you set up your game, because people.
So there's a different strategy.
Yeah.
Then. All right. Cool.
Like one big long one that shoots like 5 in a row, and it is pretty fun.
Whoa, that does sound fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of board games as well. Like I love going to yard sales and like picking them up, because they're like the high risk, like low risk, high reward too.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like I sell stuff on eBay as well, but also if there's something cool that I know I've never seen, I'm like, oh, I'll buy that for $1. And people will just, fuck it, I don't care. It's a board game. They'll just give it away.
Phil's the master of finding that kind of stuff.
It's sometimes, but the Hangman one was a fun find.
Hangman, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
even just for the cover, I think alone.
Yeah, I agree. Look at that Punim. Look at that guy. What's he doing?
Yeah, if you open up and everything was missing, as long as you have the.
Yeah, no, it's true. That's the thing. As with any yard sale or anything like that, like, is it complete?
Mm-hmm.
But that's how it goes.
I always think though, because board games there's like a rise in board games. They make like a lot of really cool ones. So I was like, man, if I was like, but you don't have to be a kid. You could play a board game any age. So
no, we used to. I mean, we haven't done it in a while because we have the kid, but like we used to have like game nights all the time and just do like board game and other like stuff and just watch stuff together. Watch a movie and then we'll play like a trivia game, or like even just like which one? There's like a cat lady game. Like just like about collecting cats if you're like a hoarder or just a cat lady.
So that was kind of cat lady game. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's what I think. That's the name of it. I think it's the crazy cat lady game. I think it is. Yeah.
I have some friends like that, so yeah, they could get into it.
They would love it or get offended, but either way, they'd be familiar with it.
Yeah, I'm into this. So maybe down the road, the Let's Not Meet board game.
Yeah, exactly. The take home game.
Be awesome.
It was just Andrew's voice on like they hit a little button.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe the old school VHS style one.
Those are
they're
really
cool.
But
they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I used to have a WWF one from like 1980.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that too.
VCR. You watch the matches on the VHS, and then you can like play the game with it. It's cool.
Yeah.
And wait 5 seconds. No rule.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. It was like a little clip of a match, and then you'd have to like pause it. And I mostly just watched the tape. I just like watched the tape over.
Cheaper than pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the Twitter page. Where else can people follow Let's Not Meet? See how you can get involved.
We're on Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, you could follow. I think it's just at Let's Not Meet. That's Andrew's Twitter.
Oh, that's right.
He has updates and stuff.
And Let's Not Meet
about the
podcast on Instagram.
And the show. Yeah. And then I mean, just follow his show, his podcast, wherever you can like listen to podcasts.
And they come out every Sunday night. Or Sunday or Sunday night.
I think they come out I think he drops them on Sunday night. I'm not exactly sure. Sunday at some time. He's out in California, so whatever his timeline is for out there. But yeah, I mean, the show alone is awesome.
Yeah, I'm very interested. Not just because you're both here, and it would be rude to say otherwise, but I actually do think it's a cool idea, and I'm interested to see it. I like anthologies. I have Creep Show here behind me.
Oh, there you go.
I like that.
We're excited. We also love anthologies, and we love unsolved mysteries. And this isn't unsolved mysteries per se, but we love that kind of the thing that always connects me to it is like, oh, this is like, it's. We're not really changing anything. If anything, we'll make like 1 or 2 things more conducive so we can shoot it. But that's not even that we're not really doing that much at all. But just the fact that like these things are, like unsolved mysteries, these are things that went down or according to people's reports or based on true events, roughly. I love that angle. And I think I think people will connect to that. And it's fun and creepy. It makes it so much creepier and weirder to me when you hear some of these. And
and I like the idea of someone's story, personal story is immortalized. It's out there.
Yeah, like you said.
And the myth. The great thing is like there's like thousands of these stories on his podcast and millions and more. Every single person on the planet has some weird thing to share. So this could potentially run forever. Like there's no end in sight. If we can just get this pilot off the ground, then who knows?
Yeah.
Damn it! If only we could do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, hopefully people go to the Indiegogo. I have the link and check this out. And it'll be cool to have you back when things have progressed and we could talk more about
absolutely.
We love you.
I love both of you as well. It's my first time meeting Ben, but it's love at first Zoom, I guess. Yeah.
Well, we'll meet very soon, or let's not, I guess.
Fair enough. Yeah. Normally, I'd be very offended, but and also understand because I wouldn't want to meet me either. But
absolutely. No, we will.
Oh, sha-na-na-na.
We'll all hang out, and you can tell us your story that we can film.
All right, and I think we have to play a board game of some kind.
Absolutely,
that'd be great.
We'll figure out what. Yeah. This has been very cool, and Let's Not Meet, a true horror streaming series. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll talk to you both soon.
Thanks so much, man.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course.